Yo, yo, what's up? We are live. Good to see you guys. No, wait for it to load. What's up? What's up, guys? I'm on Zoom and I shared it, so I cannot even see who's on live. So I'm just gonna assume we're live. What's up, guys? Today, we are going to talk about freedom. Hey, it's Peter Boog. I'm excited to be here, and thank you guys for joining me live. Today, we're talking about a very important topic. I think personally, and I'm biased, but there's not really a more important topic to talk about right now than freedom and really being able to have the ability to have choices and to do things on your terms. First, thank you for joining. It's not going to be a long, drawn out video. I just want to share the 5 hacks that I've learned about how to speed up the freedom process. Everyone wants freedom. Everybody wants to live free and have autonomy and flexibility, but very few people have it. So I want to figure out the gap there and give you some tactical steps on how to achieve true freedom. First, anyone that shares, go ahead and comment where you're watching from. I'd love to see where you're watching from. And also, anyone that shares this, we've given away a ton of books and a ton of content to lucky winners who shares. Anyone who shares this Facebook Live and shares this video, I'm going to give you signed copies of my book as well as an Achieving Autonomy journal, a time management mastery journal as well. So we're going to pick some winners. So all you got to do is comment below and share this, and you get a chance to win the products. So I see a lot of people validating fear and justifying being controlled. I don't think there's ever an instance where fear makes sense, and I don't want people to be fooled or manipulated. Real freedom is having autonomy with how you live as well as the choices you make. And we're on this earth for such a short amount of time. Make sure you guys can hear me. I want to make sure no one else dictates your schedule or dictates your worth or can tell you what to do. Remember, none are more hopelessly enslaved than those who falsely believe they are free. And now, in this online digital world, it's become simple. Now, it's not easy to create freedom, but it's become simple. So I'm going to give you the 5 hacks that can help you speed up the process. And freedom, I feel first, is a state of mind, and it's how you view and what you take in. Because the mind, what affects your mind, the magnitude of what affects your mental state of mind determines your peace of mind and how often you're free. It also, now physically is what I'm going to talk about today, but mentally you also have to have a free mind. If little things affect your peace of mind or your happiness, you're never going to achieve real freedom no matter how much money and time you have. So you have to be free. You have to have a free state of mind and not let little things affect you, or never let others' expectations, opinions, hate, whatever affect your mental focus and your ability to get results, right? So the first step, and I'm just going to dive right in. There's going to be no crazy backstory. I know what it's like to have no freedom. And I think where all my drive and all my focus and all my energy towards freedom came from was not having freedom. I still remember having a 9 to 5 job or a normal job where someone told me what I was worth. I would add up my paychecks and realize that no matter what I did, I was going to make the same money. I still remember having to ask my boss to go to the bathroom. And I don't know about you, but it just drove me crazy. So I have definitely had zero freedom. And that's why I think I'm so obsessed and so passionate about freedom, because I've had none. And I remember feeling trapped with no choices. And I promised myself I was going to do whatever I could to build a business on my terms that allowed me to have freedom and flexibility. Because if you've built $100 million business, but you have no freedom, you did it all wrong, right? Who's more successful? The person that makes 150K on his terms from anywhere, that loves what they do, spends time with their family, coaches their kids' basketball games, or someone making 15 million a year that has 1,000 employees that works 100 hours a week and is always stressed? I don't know. You tell me. Comment below who's more successful, A or B, right? So that's why freedom needs to be put before the money, because if you only focus on the money, you won't have the freedom. So first hack is you have to define what freedom means to you. What does freedom look like? And what stage are you at in that freedom chain? Most people believe they're free, but they still have people telling them when to work and when they can leave and what to do and how much they're worth. If it's your future, you need to make sure you don't put other people in control of it, right? Enough is enough. You have to stop being a slave to a job, or understanding security has shifted. It used to be people are focused on having a paycheck every 2 weeks, security. The only security that's left is the security you have in yourself and in your ability to make things happen. All these secure jobs are not secure anymore, as we're seeing with this recession, right? So you want to make sure that you define what freedom means to you. And this is not just about studying information. If information was all we needed, we'd all be billionaires. This is not about information, okay? It's about the right information executed at the right time. So under determining value, think about what is ideal to you. What stage are you at right now? Are you in the sacrifice stage, where you are working extremely long hours because you have the end in mind and you see the goal of having freedom? Are you in the scaling and systemizing stage? Are you in the Superman stage, where maybe you're doing everything yourself because you don't have the money to invest? Are you in the hiring and delegation stage? Are you in the lifestyle design stage, where you're only focused on things that produce growth in your business? I don't know, but you need to define freedom and know what stage you're at. When I was 23, 24, 25, I didn't have any freedom, zero. I missed all these family events. I missed a lot of fun stuff and sporting events. I didn't go out to bars. I didn't drink. I didn't party. I was just head down, because I knew I was in sacrifice stage. I was willing to work 100 hours a week to eventually work 10 and when I wanted, right? Now, here's the scary part. Some people are just coasting, and they're not in a stage because they haven't thought about real freedom or what it means to them. If you're in a job that there's no upside, you're just trading time for money and wasting life, right? Most people, I think it's 91,000 hours people work in their lifetime. Most people work a majority of their life, and 76% of people working are disengaged and actively not liking what they do. So we have people that spend a majority, 90,000 hours doing something they hate. So majority of your time on earth, you're doing things you hate, and life's too short. Now I understand 20 years ago, that's all we had, right? People tell me we couldn't do what you do. I have family and uncle and people that have said, back in our day, we couldn't do this. You're so blessed and fortunate. So we have a responsibility to take advantage of that, right? So you have to figure out what stage you're at. Okay. That's the first step. Now, are you in a stage where you hate what you do and you're trying to transition from your 9 to 5 into something with freedom? Great. Just know what stage you're at and define what freedom looks like for you. When are you waking up? How many people are on your team? What are you doing? Right? What are you delivering to the world? What service are you providing? What problem are you solving? How involved are you in your business? What does your daily schedule look like? How often do you want to travel? You got to figure out your ideal freedom schedule first. I knew exactly what it looked like. It was crystal clear to me. I had it written down every year, like literally every year. This is my 2015 millionaire blueprint, 2017, 18 million. Every single year I have a blueprint that I follow that has my strongest reasons and all my goals. I laminate it. I have every single year in here, right? So I knew what I wanted. A lot of people don't know what they want. If a genius without a roadmap will get lost in any country, but an average person with a roadmap will find their way to any destination. If you don't have a clear goal and plan on freedom, you'll never achieve it, right? So that's the first thing, define freedom. Second, right vehicle. What's more important, journey or destination? Right below, what's more important, the journey or the destination? I'm curious. Go ahead and comment below what you feel is more important. Now, here's the answer. Neither, if you don't have the right vehicle. The journey is going to be horrible if you hate what you do. And if you hate what you do on the journey, you're not going to get to a destination you enjoy because it's physically impossible. In this case, the term vehicle refers to job, career, opportunity. Having the right one means a vehicle that's congruent with your values and your vision and something that will keep you fascinated and engaged in the next 5 or 10 years, right? But Peter, how can I think 5 or 10 years down the road when I don't know what's going on next month? Well, what's the alternative? There's no alternative. Time is waiting for nobody. It's already almost the end of 2020. The world is in a crazy, chaotic space. So can you stay grounded? Can you use logic when the world is in chaos? That's a skill successful people get paid highly for, right? So just like activities that are not connected to an outcome are the drain of energy, having a vehicle that's not connected to a purpose or to an end result that allows freedom is the drain of peace of mind, fulfillment, happiness, and fortune, right? So when you aren't happy or fulfilled, you aren't resourceful or creative, which leads to an endless loop of frustration. Let me give you some of the benefits of the right vehicle. Fulfillment, waking up eager and excited for the day. That's a priceless feeling, right? Values, right? Anything that you do that's aligned with what's most important to you lights you up and gets you excited. Long-term engagement and fascination. A lot of people in this economy, I think, has fallen into a grass is greener mentality, where because they forget that when they set a big goal, there's going to be challenges and tests, and they're there because you're doing things that are above average. If it was easy, everyone would do it. You always have to go through tests, but a lot of times you have fresh enthusiasm, you're excited, then you have a test. And then you always have that grass is greener after the test. Yeah, something else is better. I know people that the grass is greener mentality is killing their progress, their freedom, their money, their ambition. Instead of having a grass is greener mentality, you have to water your own grass, because wherever you are, you're still there. There was a big fallout with one of my previous companies that I was a part of back in 2010, 11, 12, 13. And a lot of people left. Half the people left the company. And here's what I realized talking to people and doing research and with hundreds of hours of different conversations. The people that were average at this company, they went to a new company and they were average. The people that struggled financially and played the victim and had excuses, when they left this company and they went to the new company, they had excuses, they had money problems, same thing. The people that were crushing it there are crushing it at the other company. So realize wherever you are, you're there. Another benefit of the right vehicle is control. When you choose the right vehicle, you're always in control and you're no longer at the mercy of a higher up. The best entrepreneurs control their business, control their income, and control their financial future, right? When you kind of relinquish control to others, you essentially become a hitchhiker with no seatbelt. You take the passenger seat in a stranger's car, which could be scary to your financial plan. And then what happens, you're vulnerable to joining the ranks of unforeseen circumstances or victims, right? You want to be 100% in control of your platform, of your business, of your schedule. Even being at the mercy of one social media platform. If all your money comes from Facebook, we know Facebook's super vulnerable right now. And with everything coming up, I mean, it's unpredictable. So don't be dependent on one thing or one person. That's the second thing is understand the right vehicle. There's tons of ways to research. By the way, I'm running I've had so many people ask me questions in regards to what to do right now in this economy, any side hustles. So there is like 6 or 7 industries that are blowing up right now. And they're the best side hustles, I believe, to make money maybe on the side if you have a job you don't like or you want to transition. So I'm doing a Zoom meeting tomorrow that I was going to do just for my Game Changer Academy members. I'm opening it up to anybody. I can put the link below, but I'm going to share some of the most lucrative industries and ways to make money. I'm also going to share kind of a 3-step process to creating recession-proof profits online and kind of how to turn that into a lifestyle. So if you need a vehicle, I will help share some vehicles that I feel are best. You can register. The Zoom, I think, fills up pretty quick. I'm not sure what the max is, but last time it filled up. So it's going to be peterjvoog.com/freedom if you want to sign up for that. Not for everybody, not a hard pitch, but if you want to learn about some lucrative industries, if you're looking for a side hustle, go there. Third thing, this is a big one. This is called the millionaire filter system. You have to start protecting your time, because the more you protect your time, the more valuable it becomes. So you have to have standards for everything, a criteria for incoming projects and what to take on next. This goes along with, you have to know your worth and value. You have to get really good at your craft first, of course. And then when the filter system comes in play, now you don't waste time with random conversations or a bunch of emails or not serious potential clients or partnerships. You have to have some type of filter system that allows for it to be harder to get a hold of you. And this is where you start teaching people how to communicate with you. A part of freedom, it's funny, I had a conversation with Tim Ferriss years ago. And one of the things that stood out to me when I was talking about I was overwhelmed and stressed, he says, you have to be okay with not responding to people. You have to be okay with not responding to everybody. And in my head, I was like, what do you mean I got to respond to everybody? These are my fans. And it's like, well, that's fine. Just don't expect to have freedom. And I really had to think about it. But a lot of people are trying to please everybody, responding to everybody. And most people are not serious. Most people won't invest in your company. Most people won't invest in your product, your service, your mastermind, your program, whatever. So you got to have a filter system to have people show they're serious, right? So you can have an executive assistant. You can have a filter system where there's a frequently asked questions page or video. Everyone should have a frequently asked questions video on their website or on YouTube. So the most common questions, you just send them the video, right? You can have I have one, peterjvoog.com/info, peterjvoog.com/interview. Hey, I'm actually going to pull it up and I'll share some of the things. The most common questions we get, I put it into a simple document where now people know exactly how to get a hold of me, right? Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Hold on. Contact. There we go. So check this out. This will help hopefully some of you guys. Customer support. If you're looking for support for any of my trainings, go here, email here. If you're a follower, supporter of the podcast, I'd love to share your story. Click the link here to talk about my podcast, to leave a review. If you have any questions about the podcast, time here, mentorship coaching here, media press interviews here, speaking here, right? So anyone that wants to get a hold of me, they're categorized in what they need, and then they can share that with me. And then my assistant reaches out, make sure they're serious. And then if it's a serious inquiry, then it comes to me, right? But this saves me hundreds of hours per month of just going through people that aren't serious, right? So you have to have a filter system. I don't know what that is, but you need to figure out what the filter system is for you, right? So before you have a filter system, you have to be busy and somewhat master your craft, so people need your value. The ultimate leverage is people needing you and you not needing people, because you became so good at what you do and you're in super high demand, right? So that's part of mastering your craft, putting in the work, sparking your own fire, dominating a specific industry, right? But if you're in high demand and you differentiate yourself, everybody will know, and you'll have higher prices, more demand, a better filter system, things like that. Now, if you aren't maximizing your time or making money right now, or you don't have money to delegate, or you're in a tough spot, this is what I always do to myself. I reality check myself. Do you have your non-negotiables in place? Anytime I don't feel like I'm in the zone or I'm crushing it freedom-wise, I ask myself these questions. Is my prize fighter routine maximized? Am I executing on my morning routine? A lot of times when I get in a rut, it's because I forgot about my morning routine. Are my profit producing activities executed? Have I applied the 80-20 rule to my current workload? Do I understand and am I executing the importance of energy? What am I eating? Am I working out daily? Am I talking to people playing the game at a higher level, right? So keep that in mind. You have to have questions you ask when you're not in the zone to get you back in the zone. So once you feel like you have the system in place and you're getting hired, booked, and you're getting more requests, hire an assistant who knows your brand just as good as you, right? And for me, you have to know what's most important when it comes to freedom and it comes to a filter system. I understand what is most important to me right now, having a wife and a son and valuing my peace, valuing my freedom, and being able to be at my best so I can create the best for my audience, for my fans, for my academy members, for you. I can't have a ton of distractions. I don't have my phone. My phone is never, ever on loud. It's always on silent. I have not answered my phone when I don't know who it is for probably 5 years. I have zero notifications, right? I deleted a bunch of apps I don't use. I only get on social media to create and to post, not to consume and scroll, right? So here's my point with this. Whatever you value, you measure against. Let me say that again. Whatever you value, measure against. So I value peace of mind. So when something comes across my desk, I say, does this increase my peace of mind or contaminate my peace of mind? Right? Pretty simple. Now, if your value is money, it's like, does this increase my profit and my net worth, or does it take away? So millionaires and billionaires, a lot of them, their value, number one, is money, which hurts other areas if it's not structured and prioritized right with family and other values. But they would say, does this make me money or not? Now, for me, I value freedom and peace of mind, sometimes over income, because the income is good. I'm very fortunate with what I've built, right? So does it increase peace of mind or contaminate it? Does it increase my freedom or contaminate it? You need to know what your biggest value is. If you're in your sacrifice stage, you can't be saying, does this increase my peace of mind? No, you need money. You got to provide for your family. You got to be the rock. So it's like, and I don't mean the rock because that's another topic. You have to be the rock for the people around you, right? So you got to know what stage you're at. You got to define freedom. You got to have a filter system, and then you got to systemize your growth. What this means is you need to make a list of things you can't do, shouldn't be doing, and don't want to do. You have to be delegating things that just maintain the business or systemizing them. And you should only be focusing on things that produce growth. This is where you learn to develop people and learn to attract A players. What do I mean by this? Great entrepreneurs, great CEOs. This took me years to figure out. And I struggled and I was discouraged and I had a lot of sleepless nights. I felt lonely. I felt like I was in just a whole different world than I am now in terms of, I just felt like I was on this journey by myself because I had no guidance. But then I figured this out and it really helped. Great CEOs and entrepreneurs master the what and the why, and then they find the best for the how. So what I mean by this, then I'll let you go. Any questions, by the way, comment below. Are you guys understanding this? Do you understand the power of freedom? Is this helping you? Please comment below. And once again, if you asked, I am doing a Zoom meeting tomorrow that I'm opening up to everybody. You can sign up for it at peterjvoog.com/freedom about the power of freedom and making money online. And I'm going to give you the 7 most lucrative ways to make money in this new economy and this digital era. But great people master what they're doing, what the movement is, what the business represents, what the culture looks like. They know why they do what they do. They know why the movement's important, and they know why the vision's important. Now, they don't always know the how, but they hire the best for the how. They find people who can support and complement their weaknesses by putting out great goals, compelling visions, and creating real movements that people want to be a part of, right? Number 5. So let's simplify. Number 1 was define freedom, figure out the right vehicle, master your craft and create a filter system, okay? And make sure you systemize your growth. And then number 5, execution. They did a study years ago that I'll never forget about this huge company and what separated the 5% of the income earners and the elite performers from all the other company. Now, this is the 5% of the 5%. And they did an extensive study. And it wasn't where they were from. It wasn't age. It wasn't what you expect. They said there was one thing that separated the 5% from the entire company. And I mean, these 5% made more than all 95% combined. And it was one thing: speed of implementation. Speed of implementation. How fast they can hear something and execute it. A lot of people question things. Like when I talk about I'm doing a Zoom tomorrow that's going to be massively valuable, some of you guys went right away and you signed up, you're ready to go, you're ready to learn. Some of you guys are, well, I'm not sure. I don't know. I got it. Your speed of implementation is slow. And usually the slower your speed of implementation, Okay. The smaller your income and the less valuable you become. That's why I respect and have so much respect for people that take action quick, right? So, speed of implementation inside your business. There's a few specific activities that result in getting more customers, creating more value for those customers, selling more products and services to them. If you do these key activities over time, you have a combination of new customers that are buying from you more and more, right? Which results in a growing business, growing profit, and growing income, which results in you hiring A players, having a more freedom and kind of doing things on your terms. And I don't know what these key activities are for you, but the value is finding them out. Maybe it's perfecting your product or service, testing and redefining your marketing offers, getting more clientele, giving customers emotionally impactful experiences that cause them to come back over and over again. I don't know what they are. Okay. But you need to define what those are and execute quick and make sure your vehicle is connected to something that is relevant to your values. Like if growth is your value, if upside's your value, then you need to make sure what you're doing now has upside and growth. Because if you're doing something incongruent, you're always going to be stressed out. If one of your values is family and being with family, but you have a job that you cannot be with family until they tell you you can, like, hey, leave at 5:30, then go be with family. You'll always be stressed. If one of your values is growth, right, and growing, and your business is capped, you're going to be stressed. So that's why now is time to make the changes. Now matters more than ever. When millions of people go online the next 2-3 years, because that's the only option, because AI is going to replace 40 million jobs, and I don't even know what's coming, right? I'm not going to claim that I know, but things are getting interesting, and developing a new skill is like a weapon in this new economy. And remember, if you only make more money when you work more hours, you just have a high paying job that's going to be very tricky to create real freedom on your terms. I've been blessed. Me and my wife have traveled the last 4 or 5 months out of 7 during this crazy pandemic because the money is not attached just to time or hard labor. That's why I want to share this Zoom meeting with you tomorrow about how to do that and the 3-step process to figure that out. You could check it out at peterjboog.com/freedom. But I hope you got some value from these hacks to freedom, because if you can define what freedom looks like, if you can understand the time we're living in, and it's never been more possible. This is probably the greatest time in the existence of mankind and human race to actually build a life on your terms. But you got to get around people already doing it. You got to bet on yourself. You got to get away from the victim mentality, from the fearful people that love throwing fear on others because it makes them feel better about living in fear. You got to lock into a great, consistent, almost militant routine that allows you to have confidence. And you got to have the best training, guidance, and resources. And I hope I can provide that for you as well. So I appreciate your time. I just want to get on real quick and share. By the way, one last thing. If you share this video, whether you're watching the replay or you're watching live, we're going to pick some winners. I'm going to give away 2 6 Months to Six Figures books signed and our Achieving Autonomy journal signed. This is super cool because it has all of the stuff I use to systemize my growth, weekly schedule, monthly schedule, questions to ask, to review, stuff like that. Pretty awesome. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Have an amazing rest of your day. By the way, if you are on Instagram, I'm active and I love engaging on Instagram. So you can go ahead and write your IG handle below. Maybe we'll get some people that follow each other. Go ahead and write your IG handle below and let's follow each other and let's engage on Instagram. I appreciate you. Thanks for sharing. Hope you got some value, and we'll talk to you guys soon. See ya.